Alright. Today, we're playing this game. This game is, I don't know too much about it, honestly. I don't. All I know is that, it's kind of freaky, I guess. But, let's go for it. True miracle is to see your own sins. Anthony the Great. True miracle is to see. No, hey, it's me, Johnny. It's my little cousin messed with all my. Oh, what's up, Naughty Shorty? Oh, what's up, Johnny 3 Tears? It's been such a long time, huh? Messed with all your stuff. Oh, hopefully he didn't mess it up too bad. It's been a while since we left New Lake Road. How close are we? I've never been to this place before, so I'm not sure how long it should take us to reach our destination. Last time I was carried away to an old, inoperative factory on the outskirts of town. Before that I was wandering around the plantation to the villa. Once there wasn't even an asylum in the heartlands. I think the factory is my favorite. Maybe I should visit it again. We traveled along the narrow grey path that was buried under the leaves. It was not the wind, but some other forces that brought them here. Yeah, just the YT stuff, thank God. Oh, that's good. You can always fix that up. The scene was as fake as a smile on Grace's face. The leaves were arranged in such a way so that they would not cross the edges of the narrow path, obediently sparkling in the beams of our flashlights. It reminded me of a twisted version of an old German fairy tale, Hansel and Gretel. And in this version, the naive children rushed right into the jaws of an unspeakable creature. Lloyd put his foot up on one of the leaves which was found over the edge of the path, and the silence was broken by his hoarse voice. So tell me, Nodi, it's been a while. Like, what's been going on with you? Any updates? Man, it's been an hour since we entered this freaking forest. Hang on, guys, we're almost there. I heard that before, Grace, and this is what, the third time? I don't think there's a need to go any further, guys. The forest itself gives me the creeps. School shit. I get it. Maybe we should just stay here for a minute, for the night. I agree with that. Kate, what do you say we have sex in front of... If you have sex in front of this pretty little stomach... If this hook snagged on it were a real nose, I bet he was sticking under your sexy topic right into your islands of pleasure. Wow, okay. I did not... Okay. What makes you think I will let you do anything with my body, you piece of shit? Oh, okay. Can somebody please remind me why I'm still going out with such a pervert? If you had enough of this shit, you should hang out with me, babe. What is... Nope. And what about you, Grace? Nah. And I haven't been getting your notifications, but I got this one. Well, after I got banned from YouTube like a while back, I wasn't streaming on YouTube. So I started like streaming on YouTube for like the past 2 weeks, I guess. And I've only been doing it like around the weekends. Now I'm starting to get a more consistent schedule. I'm trying to do like on Wednesday and the weekends. If you think that you are some kind of a Superman who is not afraid to accompany me into this spooky abandoned house, do not fool yourself. Your so-called chivalrous act is just a trick to get me to bed. You need to try harder to get my juicy butt. Okay. So I have a chance is what you're saying. I have a chance. Sweet, what made you so friendly today? It is my birthday after all, and we're going to have a party. What do you have? What do you have for brains? Shit. It is a very special day. It is special indeed. Today Grace holds the stage, but her acting is still not good enough for an Oscar. It is bad, but everyone seemed to fall for her optimism. Oh, I almost forgot that you're with us. Come on, I have plans for you. Oh, so you went into girls. What a twist. Looks like you're dead in the water now, Lloyd. You're surely a cutie, Ashley, in this panda hood, but it's still not enough for a girl to win my heart. Yet again. This game is so weird. Well, you know, yesterday I was playing Soul Calibur 6. You know, a fighting game with like... So today I thought I'd mix it up with like a visual novel. Something to read. I'm not sure if you're into that, Johnny. Or should I call you Nodi now? Nodi Shrody. The end of her phrase was said very quietly, but I heard it. I smiled weirdly. Looks like all of us have a skeleton in the closet. But what if the closet is the size of a house? This silly idea came to my mind when I saw this colossal house. I felt like something was coming. The house seemed to be flickering at the crossroads of reality and imagination, in the land of the future unseen. Its secrets were hidden in darkness, just like the forest. The weak yellow lights were jumping from one tree to another, running along the path and flickering in the night. I knew that we would soon approach the house, but maybe it's not too late to turn back and forget about all this shit. Call me Johnny, because I hate this naughty shorty. Oh, so that's what your cousin did. He changed your name. Oh, and I think I remember that you can't change your name, I think. After, like, you had to wait like a year to change your name, which kind of sucks. Maybe, just maybe, I had enough of this. So I asked myself, do you wish to save them, Ashley? So my name is Ashley, and do I want to save them? No. They aren't worth the chance. I must stick to the plan. The forest, like a hungry beast, with trees for teeth, devoured us in a cold dead night. The branches looked like crooked hands. They struggled to rip our faces off, or maybe we just couldn't realize their true intentions. Maybe the trees were torturing themselves, wickedly twisting their branches to set a warning for us that in the end of the path, which was flickering in the beams of our flashlights, the darkness was waiting. Lloyd looked really nervous. He was haunted by the rustles, and it made him mad. His hand that was clutching a flashlight was swinging like some kind of pendulum with a glowing demonic eye. As a flashlight was only uncovering things lurking in the darkness, that it couldn't immediately burn his phantom enemies alive, it scared him even more. I heard a strange sound and raised my hand to see that it was just a crow. The beam of light ran through the black feathers and the crow merged into the night. I'm pretty sure I can't change it until 90 days. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. I am the only one who actually knows what the darkness is hiding, but I'm still scared. My fears are not that simple. It is not what you feel when your reflection refuses to obey. The illusions in the bathroom mirror can't scare the shit out of me. It's just not enough. What really scares me is that the plan could fail. When you follow the untrodden path, you're always on thin ice. I feel like I've lost in a boundless ocean, searching for a shark to ask if the human flesh is delicious. Wow. Do you really want to talk to a shark, Ashley? I wonder whether or not I'm still sane. The weak beam of light was sliding along the path full of faded leaves. Then suddenly, something on the ground caught my eye. Shit, what the heck? It was a dead crow. Maybe the one I had seen earlier, nobody knows. Its eyes were sparkling in the beams of light. It was staring at me, and that gave me the creeps. It's just a dead bird. I say much worse in horror movies. Do you often see dead crows in horror movies? Pretty often, yeah. Why do you ask? We recently watched a movie, and in the beginning the dudes ran into dead crows in the forest, just before the massacre began. Wow, this game is really different. I saw this bird of death only after my live stream was over. It reminded me of those days that I was in prison in a mental hospital. Okay. The walls of my ward were my only friends. Sometimes I only wanted to discuss the weather outside with them. Of course, the staff didn't neglect their everyday duties, and the doctors regularly visited me to ask only one question. How are you doing today? Actually, a tape recorder in a repeat mode asking, how are you? How are you? Will be just the same. Just like the tape, the therapist wouldn't even change the words or say anything else. Perhaps he already knew how I was, or he didn't care. Anyhow, every time he asked me, my answer was the same. Silence. I only showed the same article torn from the newspaper about my family burnt alive in a car accident. That crow reminded me of the very first ink block in the Rorschach test, so the train of memories suddenly started to chase me along the rusty nails, imaginary built under my feet. I knew the exact spot where the rust corroded them and the tree got off the track. People in it started screaming in panic and hitting their heads against the wall. Insanity! That's why I chose to focus on our way. I was afraid to lose the path because it was like a thin tightrope that was saving me from falling into the void where evil spirits were crying my name. You need to calm down, to pull yourself together, Ashley. You have to be ready when the game begins. Seems like I was burning my head into the sand too deeply, but fortunately a rough male voice dug me out. Stop fooling around, I got goosebumps. We're not in the house yet. What are you afraid of, Powerhouse? I'm pretty sure you're the fastest among us all. And even if we run to a serial killer in the freaking house, you'll be able to run away. Right, the killer will crave my enormous body. As I put on a couple of kilos this week, I wouldn't even glance at the cake. Everyone laughed, but Martin started to comfort his girlfriend by telling her that she had a nice figure. I grinned. She really was a slim girl, and just wanted to be in the spotlight as always. But today nothing will save her. I looked forward. Unexpectedly, I found myself ahead of everybody, and didn't even remember how I left them behind. It was as usual summer rain and sun and snow in the beginning of July. I had to be first. I need to see it first. Mysterious forces were guiding me to that place. I was just a fish caught on the hook of curiosity, pulling me to the fishermen. Every new location had its own atmosphere. When I was wandering along the halls of the inoperative factory, I felt like I was trapped in the black hole of sorrow. The wet windows of the abandoned hospital were crying with raindrops of various shapes, which constantly changed and drew enormous pictures as if it invented by inflamed imagination. Eventually I saw it. I guess it was a fateful moment, so I wanted to have a proper look at it. At first I saw contours behind the dense pine needles. It was like a shadow, but then some significant parts of the building started to make out. We were caught far away, but I noticed that just for a moment the lights on the first floor turned on, and then one more time, just like a lighthouse. Is it the house or my imagination? If I saw or heard something odd, I would think that was crazy, and it would be more casual than any other days going on in my life. I can't decide yet whether the house is a friend or an enemy. Of course, its purpose is clear to me, as it always was, regardless to location or building. But despite its purpose, maybe this house decides for itself. I can't explain why, but somehow it is alive. All the places were. They became alive for me, because things just couldn't be so simple when someone like me is involved. Anyway, if I stick to the plan, the house will play nice or not. It may be as treacherous as the devil, hiding the delicious candies inside the hungry jaws of doom. The house gazed at me with lightless windows. They were dark, like the eyes of the blind, but I knew that it watched me very carefully. Out of the blue, a hoarse voice broke down this strange connection between us. Now I knew that I wasn't the only one who was looking at the house, which meant that it saw us all. Whoa, this damn thing is huge. Not bad, Grace. How'd you find it? Don't fool yourself. You might think it was hard to discover such a place, but the house stands right in the glade. I bet some naughty local children run around the house pretending to be ghost hunters or something. Cut the crap, will you? What's wrong? Everybody knows ghost stories are for children. Am I right, guys? No one said a word. We continued approaching the house in dead silence. I was so deep in my thoughts that I jumped when I suddenly heard the metal clip the wooden planks. And then I found myself standing in front of the entry door. Freedom, finally! She dropped off her backpack and stretched herself out on the porch. Tired already? Maybe we should go inside first. Looks like the door is locked. I don't think the ghosts are dying to meet us. Go to hell, moron, and meet the damn ghost yourself. You're really a pain in the ass. You're so sweet, guys. Let me handle this stupid door. Hold on, big boy. Now what? I'm working on it. While these idiots were searching for the way in, I was picking the lock with my own skeleton key. I'm not sure how many doors I already conquered. It was the same as picking tiger's teeth to see how a suggestive works. Something moved. I couldn't say for sure, but it felt like the mouth of the door took a tight grip on the skeleton key with his metal tongue and devoured it. Seriously? I got mad and kicked the damn door. What the hell? The door was opening so slowly with a squeaky old-like crap sound. However, it resembled the screams of the tortured souls. I just couldn't bear it. Nice job. I approached the door. I didn't open it. It opened itself. What's going on here? It was very dusty inside the house. Looks like the ghosts are in Revy Hospital. Everyone laughed except Lloyd. He gave Kate a significant look. I think everyone knows that you don't believe in such shit. Can you please stop? What's wrong? Darkness is so scary. Am I right, big boy? Come on, I'm just teasing you. It's fun. But it's not like that. So you tell me, what can hide behind the shadow curtains? It's not a ghost or a phantom. Then what is it? It isn't my fear. It is a freaking mental disorder. The name is nicotophobia. Make sure that your flashlight is not dead or you'll be in trouble. Don't even count on mine. Everyone laughed again. There was no need in flashlights anymore. The glowing eye of the full moon illuminated the house pretty well, but when we were outside, it surely was dark. It was very strange. Those freaking tricks again. Though it looks like it was a big deal for anyone except me. Even though candles peeked out from literally any corner of the room, I think everyone thought it was Grace's joke or something. This place aroused my curiosity, and I wanted to explore a little bit. There were a few pictures hanging on the walls. To be exact, some of them had fallen off and were lying on the floor like dead rats with twisted paper trails. I saw no mirrors in the room, thank God, but it was only first floor. Still, I'm glad. Houses are like narrators of people's life, made to tell the stories of their owners, and this one was choking on dust and death. This armchair looked really convincing. It was old and fractured, but I still knew that its appearance was a lie. Even the carpet was old and shabby for every second of its existence. I was aware of those tricks, and I knew I had little time. I took the cell phone out of my pocket and looked at the display. I saw that the connection was lost, and it was already 8 p.m. The clock was ticking. Ella should turn up soon. I hope she will find a house. At least I drew her a map. While exploring the room with a fireplace, I found boxes full of candles. I smiled wearily. We would need them later. Alright, so there's a couple of people here. Kate, Lloyd. There's 5 people here, and one more person is going to come along. Of course, there was the book. It was the most important item. I just don't know how to do it without some extraordinary stuff. Of course, I was no amateur in that kind of cuisine. You could call me the chief of the kitchen, I guess, so I knew it from A to Z. I looked at the others. They were all wearing the same smiling faces, except Lloyd. This poor creature, poor idiotic creature. He wanted to blow Grace's skirt up, literally. Sadly for him, it's not going to happen. Ever. The girls have already prepared their sleeping bags and spread some blankets on the floor. The scary house was slowly turning into some kind of warm and lovely nest. Where I am is snowing and it's 12 inches plus this fall, which is pretty shocking. Really? It's snowing for you? Right now it's It's really sunny where I am right now. The snow happened to me like a few days ago. Then it all disappeared. The weather has been really weird lately. But I rushed to conclusions. The strings of fear caught us in his webs, and when we saw a straw doll on the sofa, ugh. Her button eyes pierced us through as if staring at our souls. Somewhere behind the skin there was a hall full of screams which couldn't reach our mouths. The apple of her eye. I know, right? Yeah. Our eye was black like a rotten dead fruit. The flickering hellfire of the candles made the scene more satanic. Lloyd nearly shit bricks when he saw this evil thing. I mean, I don't know. I feel like in the next year we're gonna see more crazy weather stuff. I'm telling you, man. Like one day, literally one day in the morning it was sunny, in the afternoon it was snowing, and at the night it was raining. Literally in the same day. I don't know how it could be so hot and then so cold. It just changed so. It was so weird. Really strange, screaming like sound. Kate just couldn't miss the joke. She took her cell phone out the pocket and her fingers started to dance on the phone keypad. Suddenly she began a made-up dialogue, pretending there was someone on the other end of the line. Hello, is this the mother of one wicked Stralda who I tend to know? Good. Tell your child to stay out of the light because she is too scary for our little Lloyd. Your girl scared him to death, you know. Go to hell, guys. Enough of this crony shit for one evening. Lloyd rushed to the sofa and grabbed the straw doll. Give me a hand, man. Light it up, Marty. Marty. Oh, what's up, Ricky? Global warming law. Earth is stranger than Pluto. Well, to be fair, Pluto's not even a planet anymore, so we can't even include that. She looks good. Yeah, she is. She's thick. With her set on fire, but the flame died immediately. The damn witch. Why don't you just perish? You're a real idiot. It's a doll, not a paper shit. You need to light the fireplace first. You can use books or newspapers. Everyone glanced at me in surprise. Well, there are always some books in the house. It's an ordinary thing. We could search for them. Phew, almost got caught. Of course I knew the books were here. I know everything about this place. There was a playroom on the second floor, the kitchen on the ground floor, and 2 bathrooms. I was connected to this house, and I could almost hear squeaky mice gawing his beating heart behind the walls. Okay, so apparently this woman knows this whole house, and she brought along all her friends here. Alright, it's me and Johnny Three Tears. My cousin messed up my username. Yep. Oh yeah, Ricky. Nody Shrody is Johnny Three Tears. My. These morons looked in every corner of the house but found nothing, so it was my turn. Hey, they are. Here they are. Jeez, they are heavy. Lloyd approached me and took the books. Congratulations, Miss Ashley. I'm pointing to the Master of Doll Inquisition now. Thanks a lot. I faked a clumsy smile that almost turned into disgust. Where are you going? It's time to punish the sinner. Maybe you can deal with this on your own? Don't be a pussy. It's just a joke. You're the justice. Make the evildoer pay. He let me a lighter. If not for the rules, I would beat him hard. Okay. I set it on fire to one of the pages and threw the book on the pile of other books. Oh, is Johnny? Yep, Ricky, it is. They turned to ashes in seconds, but the doll was still in flames. I was watching her face turning black in the bright scarlet flame, tongues of fire playing with the stitches on the doll's face, and for a moment I saw her wicked smile. I heard agonizing screams in my hand. There was something, a phone, on the other end of the line tires rubbing against the ground, grinding of metal bones cracking, front windows smashing to pieces. I feel shards of glass stuck in my neck. They pierced my chest and heart. Good to see you on the chat again, Johnny. I don't know it is. Maybe the explosion tour Johnny has died and has been ruined board. I mean, you're gonna change your name back, right? After 90 days? Or are you gonna leave it with Nody Shrody? Maybe the... Glad you still remember. Maybe the explosion turned the limbs off. Maybe it was a meteor fall from the sky. Or they were buried alive by some psycho. It doesn't matter. They are dead. I can't stand it anymore. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Ricky. I'm relieved of this nightmare over a million times. I relived the day when it was all gone. Without knowing it, I touched the tooth, which I always carried in my pocket. It was some kind of ritual, but I'm not as useless as most of them. It was more than effective. For a moment, sorrow in my eyes changed to coldness. My fingers released the tooth, and I looked at Lloyd. Satisfied? Yeah, but you're the sinner like everyone else. That's why you should be punished. I'll turn you on the minute I turn off the lights in the bedroom, sweetie. What the? Lloyd didn't give me a chance to evade his lightning kiss. I almost died of disgust as his tongue touched my cheek like a maggot lurking in the corpse. That's the good thing. Yo, this guy just kissed me because this is who I am right now. His lips were as cold as a dead man's. I guess I passed. I'd rather confess my sins. I smiled wearily, wiped his icy touch from skin with my sleeve. Actually, there's one thing you're right about. Everyone's sins. Lloyd shrugged his shoulders and began unpacking his things. It's present giving time. The girl opened her backpack and took out a book with colorful ribbon on. Thank you, beautiful. It's for you. Thanks, cutie. I like her more. I always wanted to read the biography of Scott Malcolm, one of the great guitarists. Lloyd was next. I thought that if you liked the last album, you must check out these. Grace took the CDs and hugged Lloyd. She slapped his butt hard. I see you like being a female, huh? So I go, hey, I didn't get to choose, alright? I was already a female. This guy, the keys to the house in the Skyjord Lane, 65, tinkled like a ringing bell. That's all you get, big boy. Lloyd was a little embarrassed. I gave her earrings. They were pretty cheap. I bought them on sale. Thanks. Martin left the house. Through the window, I saw him smoking. He didn't even try to take his pack of smokes out of his pocket on the way here. Maybe he was smoking near Kate. She would order him to swallow cigarettes one by one, lit up. When Martin came back, he took a bracelet from his bag and whispered something. I brought it because it was beautiful and cheap, of course. But it has a Japanese hieroglyphics, which means happiness and money. So maybe it'll work for you. Good. Nice, Danny. All of a sudden, Martin put the bracelet on Grace. It cuffed her wrist with a loud click. Now it was time to eat the cake, but Ella was on her way, so everyone felt depressed. Someone suggested playing cards, and everyone agreed. In fact, I didn't know who it was because my mind was focused on other kinds of issues. Just to let you know, you have something between your... Okay, Ricky. Yeah, I don't need you to remind me about that, okay? I had more important things to do. I approached a book that was lying on the mountain place and took it. No one noticed the book except me. It was out of human sight. Even I did not see it. I only felt it at first. When I opened the book, I looked at the strange symbols that didn't make any sense until I touched the tooth in my pocket. I understood. I understood everything. While consuming the symbols, I almost tore some of the pages off. Finally, thousands of letters and words formed the phrase, Imors Afura. Well done, Ashley. This phrase was like a good old friend to me. I lost count of how many times this phrase came up in my mind, and still I couldn't remember its true self, full of inconceivable power. If I could just spoke the mysterious word without the book, nothing at all would happen. Imors Afura. I took my phone out of the pocket and looked at the display. It was 10 p.m. already. The time passed quickly. The game was about to begin. Would it be fair one? This question was always torturing me. I can't see if I'm doing the right thing or not. I always doubt. Some part of me knows the answer, but I don't know which part it is. While I was reading the book, the others continued to play cards, but Lloyd, Martin called me to join them a couple of times, but I always refused. They didn't ask why. I think they were just playing their own game with me. I finished reading the book, so it's time to make a turn. I need to come up with something fast to hurry things up. I can't just leave this to Grace. Even the fact that I am allegedly holding her brother hostage doesn't mean I can fully trust her. And suddenly luck smiled at me. I saw Lloyd cheating at cards. The trick was simple. He filled his hand with trumps. I just needed to prove it, so I just waited for the right moment. I can see things. Oh yeah, Giant, do you play Fortnite? You can join Sunday if you stream Fortnite. I see. I bet you have Trump, Ace, and Jack. Stop being ridiculous. I don't believe you're a psycho or something. The rumors at school, they're all bullshit. I came right to him and looked into his eyes. I was looking at him with a sadistic smile, like he was a bug that I was going to squash. Show us your cards. Lloyd looked pathetic. This pompous jock was trembling all over. Actually, it was pretty funny. Or it wasn't? Suddenly I realized that my decisions and actions started confusing me more and more. In the beginning, I was completely sure that I was absolutely right. That is a Indo lot. Yeah, Indo, yeah. Remember Johnny, do you remember Sedman? Sedman, yeah, I played Fortnite. We sometimes play with Sedman too. In the beginning, I was completely sure that I was absolutely right. It was like using a manual that was telling me how to win lotteries with 100% chance. But screw this shit. For me, it was as usual as breakfast in the morning. Of course, I want to return to that factory and repeat the whole thing one more time, but not as much as I wanted it a month ago, when I was almost manically laughing, looking at the woman who was trying not to fall, clutching the elevating cabin of the roller coaster. Just show them! Martin hit Lloyd's hand and the trumps fell on the floor. You asshole, give me my 20 bucks back. It wasn't me, she set the whole thing up. Are you kidding me? I was miles away from you. You couldn't know, you just looked at my cards. You knew that I had these trumps. I wasn't cheating, prove that you're psychic. Looks like Lloyd was getting mad. Obviously, I pretended that his words hurt me. Shit, it was hard not to get close. He was going straight to my trap, you fool. My feelings turned into some strange mix, and it was difficult for me to understand what I actually felt. Maybe I froze for a moment. Nice. Have a mic? That's why Lloyd yelled out one more time. If I continue to lose the connection to reality like this, they'll definitely think I'm crazy. Come on, Ashley. Keep it together. I touched a tooth like it was giving me some strength and smiled wickedly. Prove it. It's not as easy as you think. Yeah, you're right. I could get a peek at your cards, but I didn't. What number from 1 to 1,000 I'm thinking of? Gee, it seems like this guy really believed my abilities, which, by the way, leave much to be desired. For now, at least. That's not interesting at all. It must be something more difficult. What color is Kate? What color is Kate's underwear? Everyone ignored this question. Some of the spirits. I heard lots of psychics can talk to them. Yeah, that'd be cool. Geez, you're like Ella, but I agree that'd be great. I guess it's not really a good idea. I'll prepare everything. It was really difficult not to laugh. They were so ridiculously naive. It was so funny to see them like this, but there was nothing more. The mystery of the whole thing. It inspired me in some way. Playing with fire always intrigued me. I knew something exciting and terrifying at the same time was about to happen. Knowing this raised my spirits even more so that it wasn't my fault. They themselves asked me to do it. Nobody forced them. It would probably be better to do everything wrong, to end this madness once and for all, but not today. This fool inspired me. He made me sink into slough full of rotten memories. I felt like I had fallen to the bottom of a huge can filled with maggots. They were crawling into my ears, and I heard them twitching inside, heard their whisperings of death. Perhaps Lloyd would be first. This moment of uncertainty has always turned my curiosity into a hungry beast, waiting for the meat in his bloody bowl, given to it by the hand of fate. I dusted off the whole handkerchief that was lying on the floor and began placing candles on it very carefully, like a caring mother who is taking her precious children from kindergarten. 3 little children, short and tall, plump and thin, but all hungry. They were sleeping in my handmade cradle, which sung as I carried it to the ritual room. I'll call this room by that name the moment we entered the house. It was kind of sad that I couldn't examine it properly because of the pile of memories and thoughts that followed me to the main door. It was pretty dusty in here. It is obvious that a house like this had seen its best days and now was old, abandoned, and forgotten. In some corners of the hall, I could see the spider webs. Gross. I really wanted my working place to be just a bit cleaner. Before I started my preparations, I knocked on the wall and a broom fell into my hands. Suddenly, I felt very angry. What the heck? It'll be a lot easier for her to do this. A headphone will do. Yeah, we don't need a mic. We could just, as long as we can like talk to each other, that's fine. I mean, like, listen to each other or understand each other. I don't know. I drew the broom to the wall, but it vanished before it reached the obstacle. The floor became much cleaner. That's how it's done. I took out a piece of chalk. This is my main tool for tonight. Of course, I didn't like crawling on the floor, but it was usually done this way. I liked using the wall in the asylum much more than the traditional way. I tried some new things back there, but unfortunately everything ended badly. At least I stayed alive. In fact, I didn't use the chalk too much. There was no tangled symbols. It was just a huge circle in the center of the room, and of course, the star. It just wouldn't work without it. I didn't think it had any real power. I mean, you can see it almost anywhere, on a new album of a rock band, for example, but it looks like it was worth something. The candle was next, which was my favorite part. Last time, when the drawing was on the wall, it was fascinating to put matches into the cracks, but I think it really mattered, and eventually everything was almost ruined. So I'd rather use candles this time. But first, I had to draw circles in the center of each star between thick white lines. Carefully, smoothly, and only one of them I scratched out, making a terrible sound like the chalk was some kind of a claw. Finally, the picture was done. I put every candle on its exact spot, as if arranging chess pieces on the board. Pawns went first, as I called them. They embodied every person in that house, and only one piece could become the queen. No, I already was the queen. I had to fake my unimportance as to not cause any suspicion. Well, I'll be back. Gotta do some chorus real quick. Alright, Naughty Shorty. We're summoning demons right now, so I wonder how that's gonna go. The fattest candle was meant for Kate, as she was obsessed with her figure. Mine was slim and beautiful, of course, but I had to break it into 2 pieces following the rules. Then, they were put in the corner of the star. Now it's time for the main players to join the game. Since I didn't know whether they are bishops, rooks, or knights, I couldn't think of the right position for them. So I just put the pieces in the front of the ones that were already in the star. Every candle meant for the main player was placed carefully, so the candles embodying the people in the house were the reflections, though somehow twisted, as I just couldn't find one as fat and ugly as the Kate's candle. Anyways, right now my name is Ashley, and we're summoning demons to kill my friends. The reason why, I don't know. We're just trying to kill my friends right now. Everything was done, but there's still one candle left. I knew it was significant, but I had no idea who it was meant for. When I was in an asylum. Oh yeah, and we were in a mental hospital. I put a significant chess piece near the wrong pawn, and we got into big trouble. I looked at Lloyd's candle. I hope my intuition is correct. That asshole. Most likely it's him. Suddenly, candles lit up the room. What the hell's going on here? No, just my imagination. It was the headlights. Lloyd came into the room and whistled. Well, you're totally out of your mind. You think the drawing of that freaky pentagram that's always on the cover of horror movies would do the trick? Martin entered the room next. Kate followed him. Yeah, nice room. Well, they're gonna die. Yup, Ricky, but how are they gonna die? How are they gonna die? The scary skull is the only thing missing. Ooh, that's so cool. I'm flattered, thank you. The door half opened and Ella entered the house. Oh, the last person. Before she joined us, she was walking around the room where we had thrown about our backpacks. Will anybody help me bring my things from the car? Ellen peeked in her room, saw the huge chalk drawing, and got excited. Wow! Ellen came closer to my creation with caution, as if she was scared that the floor would break under her hard steps, even though she was as light as a feather. Is it what I think it is? We're going to speak with the dead. Are you in? Of course, I always wanted to try this. That's just incredible. Looks like I'm just on time. Is everything ready? Yeah, actually, if everyone's ready, we can start right now. Maybe we should eat first. Hanging out with the dead is scary as shit, and moreover, I'm hungry. Oh, so you believe in ghosts? I don't. I just suggest eating the tasty cake that Ellen brought for us. Such a waste, Dorothy died. I know, right? I like cake. Well, he's probably right. I don't want to eat it while watching his corpse rot on the floor. When Martin and Lloyd brought a large cake into the house, each of us took a piece. Of course, the biggest one went to Lloyd, and I got the smallest. He was consuming it like it was his last meal. I knew he was nervous. So nervous. It was hard not to grin. Grace tripped over someone's bag, and her piece of cake almost plopped down to the floor. I guess if it had happened, it would have looked like a human brain, juicy with blood. Martin managed to grab the cake with his plate. You look really pale. Is everything okay? Yeah, I just feel dizzy, that's all. Okay then. Martin smiled nicely, but I guess his girlfriend didn't like it at all. What's that on your face? A grin? You asshole? Want to screw her that badly? No, sweetie, it's not what you're thinking. Yeah, this butt is mine, right, baby? Grace pointed at Lloyd's face with the cake and went to the ritual room. This makes it hard not to chuckle. Finally, everyone took their places. Grace sat closer to Martin with Kate on the other side of him. Lloyd sat near me. Even knowing what fun was coming next, his gaze made me feel sick, as though his eyes were taking my clothes off. Gosh, he is a pervert. I wonder, is there any limit to his blasphemy? Pierce a finger with something sharp and drip some blood on the candle. Our words sounded anonymous and terrifying. Are you kidding me? That's bullshit. Is it really necessary? I clenched my hand to fist. It is. Okay, if nothing happens, you will split blood for a week. Kate chuckled. Okay. I pretended to be scared, but was not sure if he bought it. However, he smiled at me unconfidently. Suddenly, I really wanted to shout, "You will die, fools, you, and you, all of you!" But I stopped myself otherwise to understand that I'm involved in this, and it would become 1,000 times harder to do my job. Muttering some curses, Lloyd, however, pierced his finger with a needle and touched the candle. Martin was next. He touched the candle too. The scarlet blood drop went down. Ellen was really nervous and excited. I feared that the girl could have had a heart attack because of all this. Ellen pierced her finger so hard that the blood spilled in different directions. When all the candles devoured the souls of the immortals, I continued commanding the army of the doomed. Martin, just like my actual assistant, was giving his lighter to others one by one to light up the candles. Why aren't all the candles lit up? I shushed at her. The last thing I want is her comments, and at such a critical moment. Close your eyes. But I could see that Lloyd's eyes were half opened, so that dead can't take them away. Lloyd immediately closed both of his eyes. The only thing we heard was the whispering of the candle flame. Imors afura. The wind howled outside. Imor afura. Suddenly, all the lit up candles went out. Shivering flames was devoured by the darkness. The ones that were sleeping woke up and showed extended the fire tongues. The same happened to the candles in the center. Then a mysterious female voice whispered and disappeared. Whoa, so cool. What was that, the dead? And what else could it be? Nothing happened. It's just a trick with a voice. And he made the candles light up and then blew them out. I saw everything. I knew that he couldn't see that. You're a liar. Don't come any closer to me. Okay, let's calm down, guys. Lloyd, who wanted to rush at me, now stopped. Seems like he was a little afraid of Martin. Did this guy just step in between? Have I misjudged him? I heard a voice too, and I'm sure it wasn't Ashley. It was a sound from a tape recorder. I heard something. There was some noise. Is he right, Ashley? I looked down on the floor and gave the cell phone to Martin. That's right. He pressed the play button. The recording. And then some noise, just like he had said. Her real voice. Nice performance. You almost managed to make me believe in that bullshit. The trick with candles was cool, though, but I remember the harsh flash of the flames. You didn't light up the candles one by one. You lit them all at once. Are you kidding? But you figured it all out. Yeah. We talked about it later, but I need smoke. He came up to his back and took the pack of smokes and went out. Through the window, I saw him. Staying near the car, he was blowing the cigarette smoke to the night sky. We haven't finished yet. Lloyd went out of the room and I heard a chewing like sound. This guy began greedily consuming what's left on the cake. I sneaked up behind him and quickly sat on the floor chair to make it terrifyingly creak. Lloyd was choking on the cake and a piece of it dropped from his hands. He looked around. He was scared to death until he saw me. His fear immediately turned into wrath. I'm going to freaking kill you! I guessed that for him. I was a player from the opposite rugby team, and he wanted to take away the ball from my hands, so he jumped at the chair that I was sitting on. What the hell? Fortunately, I quickly dodged the attack. The literally ancient chair somehow stood against his massive body and didn't break. Lloyd then fell onto the floor. Martin returned to the house with a cigarette still in his mouth. It looked like something urgent. He was searching for something with his eyes. He definitely didn't come back because of the noise. However, he looked pretty calm like always. Martin took out his cigarette with his fingers, threw it to the ground, and stomped it out. He pointed to the ceiling. There. I saw something in the window, on the second floor. Yay, the ghost! With cries of joy, Ellen ran up the stairs. Lloyd noticeably turned pale. Interesting. Everyone rushed after the girl with the ponytails. The shadow slid along the massive window, touching Ella's car in the yard. Its headlights were still on. The girl didn't even bother to turn them off. Seems like this mysterious story excited her so much that she forgot about such simple things. The car was staring in front of it, and didn't care about what was going to happen within the walls of this house. I also noticed that the first floor windows were high enough to break the neck, and a couple of ribs if you fell out. We went higher up the stairs to the second floor. There was something on the wall, a message for us, bloody letters saying, "Let's play." Ooh, maybe the ghost who saw you through the window did that, Martin. Are you kidding me? Ghosts don't have a physical form. They can't write on the walls and with blood. That's some Hollywood bullshit. I think so too. Must be stupid kids. But when we were here searching for something to light the fireplace, the message wasn't there. That means the prankers are still here. Of course I knew it was a trick, comparing with what was going to happen after it. The bloody line, like a silent guide, led us to the room without any doors. The funny wallpaper told me that it was a child's room. We entered the nursery. I'm not sure I remember this room, because you didn't come to this floor, but both Lord and I did. Thank God. This shit gives me the creeps. She pointed at the usual toy mouse with slender long legs. The stain was sitting on the chair, looking through the window with his shiny eye beads. I want to see how someone dies. This room looks like someone lives here. It's just so sick, so cool. I thought so too, but that's bullshit. This is so intriguing. Oh, I have an idea. Wait a second. She rushed down the stairs. There was a complete silence for a moment. Then we heard the approaching sound of stomping footsteps. Let's try this, shall we? Ellen gave me an infamous Ouija board. She was preparing for this quite well. It seems like I shouldn't have worried about the ritual after all. She made me do that under the gun anyway. You live only once, right? Are you out of your mind? I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm interested. I guess now, or only for this precise moment, when we sat down in the center of this strange child's room, everyone believed in ghosts. Even Kate, though. Of course, she would never admit it. If a phantom of a hand of a baby touched my skin now, I flinch. Obviously, I'm afraid of ghosts, because I know what they are capable of when they're not in the mood. In the room, there were not many toys, but still, the room was being abandoned. Hey, you hear me? Abandoned, god damn it. There was a little bed with a teddy bear on it near the wall. A dollhouse was standing on the floor with a small zoo near it, and a faded pillow was left behind. By near the opposite wall, there was a little nightstand with a child's makeup and the mirror above. I hate mirrors, and if you take a cozy sit on the chair at the table for the tea party, you'll be able to see the forest landscape. Let's begin. I touched the planchette and started moving around the board. Everyone grabbed it too, and I suddenly felt like we were going to touch someone's gravestone right now. What's your name? Our hands moved slowly. We heard a quiet, eerie creaking sound. M. I have never done a Ouija board before. I don't know if that actually worked though. Oh, is it gonna sell Martin? No, Mary. Mary, how did you die? Everyone gave him a judgmental look, but the planchette started moving. How did you die? You want to try? I want to try one time. Probably one day. How much is it? Have you ever done that, Ricky? Have you ever used a Ouija board before? Did that just say daddy? Oh, it did say daddy. Was it his fault? I don't like this. What am I thinking about? I guess daddy killed her. Daddy killed Mary. Alright, don't blame me if something bad happened. Wait, have you tried it before, Ricky? You gotta tell me. I mean, I don't know. You can't even find one there? Sex. Wait, what? What? Shit, that's not funny, ass. Almost shit bricks. Lloyd burst out laughing. Did you really think there was someone? That was me who wrote the messages on the wall with the blood paint. I bought it in a joke shop, just like the lamp with a silhouette that you saw in the window. I think it's called the Magic Latin. I thought it would be two separate tricks, but I got a really good combo. What a trickster. But how did you manage to fool us if you were here all the time? I set the lamp and went down after Martin. I knew he would want to smoke, so he would see the light in the window. Well, you planned it really well. Cool show. All that was... What? What? All that was... Oh my god, it was all a prank. I'm sure you're sick of getting annoyed with these fearful ghost stories. Lloyd nodded. Ghosts do not exist. If you meet one, tell him I said hello. He took the board from Ella's hands and threw in the old chest with toys, which fell on his side. One by one, the blocks anonymously and slowly rolled out from the darkness of the chest. They churned and span with their sharp and cold-blinking corners until the letters formed a word. Hello. Fear appeared on everyone's face. Lloyd couldn't say a word. This fool is scared to death. Well, what is happening? Why have you wasted such a good trick? You should have done this hello thing first and then confess. The word hello wickedly flashed under the moonlight once more. That wasn't me. Why are they here? Why do they have the same pose every time they talk? I guess the people who made this game didn't have enough money to pay for different sprites. His eyes showed a genuine fear. Everyone believed him. Lord, of course, is stupid, but he's not a complete fool. He wouldn't try another trick after he cracked. This harmless greeting turned into something that made the blood run cold. Everyone staring at these letters as if they were the eyes of a killer that has gun to their heads. Now their veins weren't filled with blood, but with freezing ice. The sharp and cold knife of truth was about to cut their world into pieces, and they were slipped into the new reality of madness. No one wanted to believe in it, but there was no doubt about it. No one wanted to see it, but they couldn't look away. The cold wind touched their skin, squeezing the organs and making the cry burst from their throats. The cube started twitching. Suddenly they rose into the air and floated like someone hanged them by the strings. Ho! A girl appeared before us. She was no more than 6 years old. Her light dress was like a leaf in the wind. The fear ripped out the souls from our bodies. The girl was staring at us. No, she was staring at Kate. She was on the edge. She couldn't even scream. The fear locked her scream inside her as a sliding guard and didn't let her out. Her face was a mess. It seemed that if she could shout, all her organs would be spitted out. The girl touched her lips with her finger and smiled. But then her dress began burning and she screamed. Her little hands were peeling the skin off her face. Small pieces of human leather were writing up hello. The carpet was buried under the flesh and the girl disappeared. Somehow we got back to our world. Even I was scared, but not because I'm afraid of ghosts. This scene reminded me about the car accident long ago, and it appeared to me that she was just mocking me. Everyone but Kate rushed down the stairs. She was standing with her eyes closed and repeating something as if it was a spell. No, how could it be you? You're dead! Dead! You! What are you talking about? Run! Martin grabbed her hand and together they ran down the stairs. We need to get out of here. Grace and the rest of us just started packing up in haste. They only took some things that were close. We must get to the car. Well, I warned you there were consequences. Freaking consequences! You're crazy, bitch! You almost killed us all in that room. Be careful. The girl appeared behind Lloyd, and she was wearing the same dress as before she was buried alive. I'm pretty sure this girl died during the fire. I mean, Kate couldn't kill her with the flamethrower, right? Kate came to her senses. Looks like she realized how terrifying the situation was and wanted to run away as fast as she could. She rushed to the door, clutching her fashionable purse. I thought she had everything under control, but what if Kate runs away? I can't let that happen. Do I trust her? No. I grabbed Kate's hand. You aren't going anywhere. Let me go, you freak. She immediately took nail scissors out of her purse and pierced my eye. I shouted in pain and clung to her sleeve tightly as if I wanted to tear it off. I tried to take the scissors out, but this bitch stabbed right through my hand, and my other eye was damaged. I was screamed in pain. My eyes can't be restored if I have. Well, I have. The first show had left the house, and I heard a sound of someone starting an engine. Nice job. Help me! Go to hell, you freak. They're gone. But will she help me? Won't she? I just need to draw the defense symbols. I started crawling around on the floor, searching for a piece of chalk. Blood was dripping out of my empty sockets. My eyes were like bloody waterfalls. God, how painful. Where is it, damn? Here you are, she. It was a childish voice. I took the chalk and tried to scratch the floor with it. It was no use. I couldn't see what my hand was doing. It was not the chalk, the thing I clutched with my fingers. I stretched the girl's nail, and I heard her laugh. The devil was laughing. She was laughing. But you can't. No. Come to me, Ashley. A child's arms hugged me. I didn't get their souls, but at least you will be mine. You have lost your eyes, your allies, your mind, and even your soul. You won't go to heaven. You're not welcome there, and hell doesn't need you either, because your soul is missing. But don't worry, you still exist somewhere, in the very darkness of silence, in the brightest world of pain, in her. Wow. And that was I guess I'm done with this game. Wow. Okay, so much for the story. Well, that was the story. I guess there's more to the story. I shouldn't have grabbed her hand. I should have trusted her to. I should have trusted her. God damn it. So yeah, I got the bad ending where my eyes are all gone. What can you do? But yeah, that's it for me today, though. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Nody Shorty, or AKA Johnny Three Chairs, for being here, and anybody else who happened to catch a stream. I thank you. I'll be back again on later today with some Resident Evil. I'll see you later. Bye bye.